salute. Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Mayor. Board of Commissioners, public meeting Tuesday, May 21st, 2019. The time is now 7:08. Pursuant to the requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, notice of this meeting was published in November 29, 2018 issues of the Nutley Sun, the Herald News, and the Star Ledger. A copy of this notice has been posted on the Nutley Town Hall Bulletin Board, and a copy is on file in the Municipal Clerk's office. Commissioner Rogers.
Here.
Commissioner Tucci is absent and excused this evening. Commissioner Evans.
Here.
Commissioner Petracco.
Here.
Mayor Scarpelli.
Here.
All present, Mayor, except for Commissioner Tucci is absent and excused.
Minutes.
We have Board of Commissioner meeting minutes for April 16, 2019.
Move the minutes.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli.
Aye.
And that's it for minutes, Mayor.
Communications.
We have two applications for an extension of premise for the Spring Festival for June 13, 2019, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. The first one is Bella Luce, and the second one is Cubanelle.
Move it.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
And that's it for communications.
Reports. I have monthly progress reports for the Department of Public Works. Commissioner Evans.
I have a code enforcement report for the month of April.
Commissioner Petracco.
And I have my monthly report also.
Bills, Madam Clerk.
Yes, Mayor. Bill list for May 21st, 2019. Public Affairs, $112,689,000.26. Revenue and Finance, $2,559,820.07. Public Safety, $77,925.73. Public Works, $42,435.42. Parks and Public Property, $99,546.77. Water Utility, $20,458.18. Payroll for May 3rd, 2019. The total payroll is $809,144,065. Payroll for May 17th, total payroll for May 17, 2019 is $823,175.53 for a grand total of $4,545,195.91.
Move the bills.
Commissioner Rogers.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco. Mayor Scarpelli.
Aye.
And that's it for bills.
Public comment on agenda items only. Madam Clerk.
Yes, Mayor. All persons addressing the Board of Commissioners regarding community concerns should approach the microphone and provide their name and address for the record. Unless further time is granted by the Board, each person shall limit their address to 3 minutes. All remarks to the Board and its individual members must be addressed to the Mayor. The Mayor may defer citizens' comments to the appropriate member of the Board. Dialogue between citizens and others addressing the Board shall be allowed unless the Mayor or presiding officer or the majority of the membership of the Board shall determine that the interests of decorum and or the expeditious conduct of municipal business are being adversely affected by such dialogue.
Rory Moore, 462 Chestnut Street. Mr. Scarpelli, I have 3 questions. I do want to ask Mr. Tucci. He's not here this evening, so I'll save my question for later on. On your bill list, Mr. Evans, you had the Rutgers class event 235. What was that class for?
The Rutgers class, I don't recall.
And Mr. Petracco, on page 3, I think it is. National Association of Chiefs of Police.
What's that amount?
1,667. 1,660.
I talked to the chief this morning about that, actually. That's their Chiefs Convention that he attends every year.
Is there any harm if he doesn't attend that?
Well, I you know what, truthfully, as a resident, that's a great question, and I could understand you asking that, because even when I first got involved here, I thought the same way. But the intelligence that these chiefs share, Rory, and this being in the network of what's happening down south, what's happening in the middle of the state, with crimes, what's trending, is it car break-ins, is it, things that are rise higher than that.
Is that to suggest that he would never have this information other than?
Well, I mean, they do it. They do it. They're always constantly sharing information. But I just think that it's the relationships that you foster with these other towns. If something's up, to be able to pick up the phone. So to me, for the $1,000, about $1,000. I understand the question, but I think it's really money well spent. I know that the guy is away from his family for the week too, and it is summertime, and all that stuff. So I mean, obviously, also what you could do tomorrow is you could call him and ask him exactly what they do and what the value to the township is. I think he would be the best person to call to see the dialogue that you could have with that.
Oh, I will. And I have one technical question.
And let me know how you make out with that. I'd like to hear.
I will.
I know you will.
I do have one technical question. I think it's Mr. Tempo. Tonight, I think I might be out of order. I'm not sure. He's going to introduce an ordinance, but then you're going to have an executive session on it, possibly changing it. Is that going to change the date for the public hearing?
I don't know. I won't know until we get to it. We haven't gotten to it yet.
No, but
It hasn't been introduced yet. We're going to go into executive.
Yes.
There's some legal issues involved. Depending on what those discussions are, we may come back out and introduce it. If we do, then the public hearing will still be on June 6th. If we don't, there may be a different date. We don't know.
Well, if you have some changes, whatever that
We're going
may
to come
be,
back out after our executive, and we're going to address it publicly.
would the public have time to ask questions
Your question about the document?
about the change?
We're going to have a public hearing at some point in time to
Okay.
go over those. That's when you have a chance to discuss it.
All right.
It's only up for introduction today, that's all.
Yeah, it's an introduction, but if there was a change made...
If it's introduced, tomorrow we will have a draft available at the clerk's office. That's why I got confused last time, because I thought we were going to introduce it and we ended up not introducing it. So that was my mistake, Mr.
Okay.
But once we introduce it, we put it on file for review. Okay?
Anyone else like to address the Board of Commissioners on agenda items only? It's not on the agenda? We'll have your chance in about 10, 15 minutes. Board of Commissioner announcements. Commissioners? Commissioner, do you have an event for the Memorial Day? Memorial Day? Do you have a couple of events?
No, I will be at the Oval with you. I don't know if I'll be marching, I'll be at the Oval with you. We have also, we do have, not on Memorial Day, but this week. I'll get that to you, Mayor. Did you gentlemen get those, the information?
I believe we did, Commissioner.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Mayor. I should have brought it with me, but I've been rather preoccupied.
I know Commissioner has a couple of events this week. On Thursday, there'll be a showing of the 1918 Nutley movie with comments by John Demmer and Anthony Buccino. We believe that's the first Memorial Day parade. It'll be at the library Thursday, 7 o'clock. And a Memorial Day parade, that's our 100th parade, will step off at 11 o'clock. Promises to be a great parade. We will be with the veterans visiting the memorials in the morning. So I think that schedule was sent out to everybody, but
I have it, yeah.
just check your email. We'll send it out again before Monday. Any other announcements? As we said, the ordinance introduction we're going to hold till later on. Commissioner Evans, public hearing?
Yes, tonight we have a public hearing on our special emergency appropriation, which is for $550,000. It's an ordinance for the revaluation of the township. It's fully funded. It doesn't require raising of taxpayer dollars. It's being paid for out of the settlement funds from the Mecca matter. So tonight we just had the public hearing on that.
Anybody that wish to be heard on ordinance number 3419? Seeing none?
Move to close.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye. Commissioner Petracco, can you take Commissioner Tucci's first two resolutions?
Sure. Whereas the Township of Nutley ordinance number 665-22, preservation of trees, states, and that tree removal permits must be obtained for a cost of $50 per tree, and whereas the Township of Nutley Department of Parks and Public Property authorizes a refund for each tree permit submitted upon the planting of the new tree on the said property. Replacements tree size species must be approved in advance by the Township Forester, and whereas the funds will be available from account C-01-904-905, and now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners, Township of Nutley County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that the Township Treasurer is authorized to refund the tree permit fee collected as per the Shade Tree Preservation Ordinance. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
Whereas the Township of Nutley ordinance number 665-22, preservation of trees, states that tree removal permits must be obtained for the cost of $50. Am I reading the same one?
Different
Okay,
address.
this one's a different address. Where the Township of Nutley Department of Parks and Public Property authorizes a refund for each tree permit submitted upon planting of the new tree on the said property. Replacement size species must be approved by the Township Forester. And whereas the funds will be available from account C-01-904-905, and now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that the Township Treasurer is authorized to refund the tree permit fee collected as per the Shade Tree Preservation Ordinance. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
I'm going to take this one.
Commissioner Rogers, take the third one.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, I just got the word about one event on Thursday. It's a painting party at Panez Palette, 6 to 8:30 p.m. So anyone's invited. It's for veterans. It has
Thank
a lot
you,
to do with their therapy, too. So, okay, thank you. Okay, this is a resolution on behalf of Commissioner Tucci. Whereas sealed bids for electrical services were received by Township of Nutley on December 28, 2018, as appropriate, and whereas on January 15, 2019, the Board of Commissioners adopted Resolution 1819, which awarded a one-year contract for electrical services to Sal Electric Company, Incorporated, 83 Fleet Street, Jersey City, New Jersey, beginning on January 1, 2019. And whereas, after a successful bidder's challenge and court order dated April 22, 2019, the Township of Nutley must rescind Resolution 1819, and whereas TSUJ Corporation, located at P.O. Box 4621, Wayne, New Jersey, has now been determined to be the lowest qualified bidder and has provided the Township with the following labor billing rates per hour for the services: foreman $79, journeyman $75, apprentice $35, materials plus and minimum service charge $0 each. Whereas the term of this contract will be for the period April 22nd, 2019 through December 31st, 2019, and whereas the contract is not to exceed $90,000 and funds are available from account number 901-508-200 in the amount of $40,000 subject to the final adoption of the 2019 municipal budget, and $50,000 from Capital Ordinance 34088, account number G04159-401, and have been certified by the Chief Financial Officer, said certification being attached to this resolution. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley County of Essex, State of New Jersey, does hereby rescind Resolution 1819, and be it further resolved that the Mayor and the Municipal Clerk are hereby authorized to enter into a contract for electrical services with TSUJ Corporation located in Wayne, New Jersey, at the hourly rate stated herein for a contract period beginning on April 22nd, 2019 through December 31st, 2019. So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye. Thank you, Commissioner. I'm glad you're here and you're on the mend.
Thanks very much, Mayor. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Commissioner Evans?
Thank you, Mayor. Whereas New Jersey Statute 54-4-3.3 provides certain war veterans who have suffered serious disability while in service full tax exemption on their principal residence, whereas Daniel Fasinelli was granted a full exemption from taxes from February 19, 2019, which was read into the record on May 7th through Resolution 28-19. Whereas Mr. Faselli received a homestead rebate in error for the year 2016, which was applied to his second quarter of 2019 tax record. Now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley, State of New Jersey, that the Treasurer be and she is hereby authorized to refund the 2016 homestead rebate in the amount of $408.16 applied to the second quarter 2019 property tax for Mr. Faselli. So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
He's not here, guys.
You sure?
So, whereas similarly to the first resolution, it's basically the same for Dennis Cedrone, where he was granted a full exemption on through Resolution 129-19 on May 7th. He received a homestead rebate in error. He also had an automatic withdrawal from his escrow account by the bank in error, which both need to be refunded. Now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley, the County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that the Treasurer be and she is hereby authorized to refund the 2016 homestead rebate in the amount of $404.37 in the second quarter, in the automatic escrow disbursement in the amount of $2,322.62, which was applied to the second quarter 2019. So move.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
Be resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that the Treasurer be and she is hereby authorized to refund escrow monies for land use applications in the amount of $8,330 for the accounts listed herein. So move.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
Be resolved by the Board of Commissioners that the Treasurer is hereby authorized to refund overpayment of tax charges in the amount of $1,454.18 for those accounts listed in the resolution. So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
Whereas NJSA 48:4-20 provides that where contracts, commitments, or payments are to be made prior to the final adoption of the 2019 budget, an emergency appropriation may lawfully be made for the purposes and the amounts required in a manner and time therein provided. Whereas the total emergency temporary resolution adopted in the year 2019 pursuant to provisions of Chapter 96, PL 1951, including this resolution, total $14,307,577. Now therefore be resolved that in accordance with NJSA 48:4-21, an emergency temporary appropriation being the same is hereby made for the total amount of $26,342, that said emergency appropriation will be provided for in the 2019 budget as follows. Nutley Board of Education Physician Services, $3,675. Health Services, Montclair Health Officer, $22,667, for a total of $26,342. So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Whereas raffle applications have been received from the Rotary Club of Nutley, license number 2619, off-premise 50/50 cash raffle, to be held Wednesday, September 4th, 2019. Whereas the applications have been reviewed and approved by the municipal clerk and the police department, now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners, Township of Nutley, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that the aforementioned licenses are approved and the municipal clerk is authorized to issue the raffle license. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of the Township of Nutley, now therefore be resolved that the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, proclaim the week of May 19th through the 25th as National Public Works Week. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye. Whereas bids for the Ernest Street improvements were received and opened on Wednesday, April 24, 2019, whereas Cefelli and Son General Contracting, 81 Franklin Avenue, Nutley, New Jersey, was the lowest responsible bidder, whereas the base bid for Ernest Street improvements are in the amount of $177,464.50, for a total bid of $177,464.50. Whereas the award of this contract is subject to the availability and appropriation of sufficient funds from the Essex County Community Development Block Grant Account Number T19909901 in the amount of $156,800, Budget Account Number G04133-401 in the amount of $55, Budget Amount G04135-401 in the amount of $3,612.20, and Budget Account Number G04130-401 in the amount of $16,997.30, and subject to the caveat having been certified by the Chief Financial Officer, said certification being attached to this resolution. Now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners, Township of Nutley County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that a contract be awarded to Cefelli and Sons General Contracting for the total bid in the amount not to exceed $177,464.50, and that the mayor and township clerk are hereby authorized to enter into and sign said contract for the Township of Nutley, subject to the final approval and funding by the Essex County Community Development Block Grant. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye. Resolution 145-19, approval to submit a grant application and execute a grant contract with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the Township of Nutley Grant Avenue Improvement Project, Section 2, Myrtle Avenue to River Road. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye. That concludes most of the business portion of this meeting. We're going to open up the meeting to the public. Madam Clerk?
Yes, Mayor. All persons addressing the Board of Commissioners regarding community concerns should approach the microphone and provide their name and address for the record. Unless further time is granted by the Board, each person shall limit their address to 5 minutes. All remarks of the Board and its individual members must be addressed to the Mayor. The Mayor may defer citizens' comments to the appropriate member of the Board. Dialogue between citizens and others addressing the Board shall be allowed unless the Mayor or presiding officer or the majority of the membership of the Board shall determine that the interests of decorum and/or the expeditious conduct of municipal business are being adversely affected by such dialogue.
Anybody wish to address the Board of Commissioners this evening?
Yes, good evening. William Weingartner, 20 Daly Street, a resident of Nutley since 1985. My question to you, Mayor, is there a street sweeping policy in the Township of Nutley? If so, what is it? If not, I would like to make a motion so that there is a street sweeping policy. I understand there is only one street sweeper in the town of Nutley, and he
That's
goes
correct.
from one end to the other,
That's correct.
and it takes a long time to do a town like Nutley.
It takes about a month.
Towns like Belleville have 4 street sweepers. 3 of them are out from March through December doing the streets on a weekly basis. This time of year, when the lace and all that stuff falls from the trees, the landscapers don't really clean up 100%. Street sweepers should be there doing that job, and I'm asking for a street sweeping policy.
We're going to continue sweeping the way we're sweeping, but if you have a complaint, you give us a call, we'll make sure that we get there to your street.
But there is no street sweeping policy.
We go from one end of town to the other. We do the Franklin Avenue and the parking lots 3 days a week.
So I can't somehow get this board to address some sort of a policy so that it's done all year round and to get some more street sweepers.
Well, more street sweepers cost more money, cost more manpower. And if you've been paying attention to what we've been doing, we're cutting down on our manpower to save taxpayer money. And the streets are swept, they're relatively clean. If we have a problem area, we address it. And if you have a problem on Daly Street, you call our office and we'll make sure that they're there.
My other concern was how often do you redo the streets as far as paving? How do I get on that list? Is there a list? And what is the budget this year for paving streets in Nutley, main streets, particularly like Bloomfield Avenue? I noticed they're doing a little bit today or yesterday, Passaic Avenue, the main streets, there's a lot of potholes.
We budget $350,000 a year for paving. That's through our capital projects. We also have a Department of Transportation grant. That's, you heard today, we're applying that for Grant Avenue. We'll be paving Grant Avenue with that. There's also CDBG money, which we talked about also on tonight's agenda. We'll be doing Utter Street. That's only in certain areas where we can use that money. The project that are going on now, that's a public service where they dug up the roads. And we're going to get a majority of our roads on the west side of town between Bloomfield Avenue and Harrison Street repaved. So last year with public service on the west side of town, on the east side of town, we've got from Nutley Avenue to the Clifton line, and from Passaic Avenue down, most of those streets repaved. So public service is going to continue that project next year on the east side of town from Grant Avenue to the Belleville line. So they'll be digging up those roads there. So their project is continuing, spending a lot of money on doing some roads, not knowing where they're going to be next, after next year, and they don't know yet. We've been a little judicious in what we're going to do. We're trying to get those sections of towns done, a street here or there that public service hasn't dug up, but is in that section. We're trying to get those done. So we have a priority system where the roads are rated, and we kind of use those priorities for the most part to rate when we're going to do a road.
Thank you for that. I wanted to thank Commissioner Evans. Actually, I stopped down here a week ago to get a pothole fix. I actually paid my taxes, and I saw Commissioner Evans, and I said, how do I get a pothole fix? I called 3 times. I went down there and visited. The lady showed me my name on the list, and I was on the first list, and sure enough, the next day, my pothole was fixed.
That's because, that's because he texted me.
Well, thank you for that. I just have one other thing. It has nothing to do with much, but I'm wondering if Commissioner Rogers may know the answer to this. I am leaving next Friday night to go to Normandy, France, because my father was a D-Day survivor. And I was wondering if there's any Nutley residents that actually died on D-Day or shortly thereafter, so I can pay my respects at the cemetery.
I'll tell you what, I'll find out for you. If you could leave your phone number with the clerk, I'm sure she'll give me the phone number, and I'll get somebody on this tomorrow. When are you leaving?
We're going to be in Normandy from June 1st until about the 10th of
All right,
June.
so you're
We're
not
going to be
leaving
there for
until
the
June-
6th.
till June
We're leaving
1st.
next Friday evening.
Okay. I will actually get somebody on that. And was Mayor Chenoweth, was he a Normandy
Not sure, Commissioner.
survivor? Okay. All right, I'll check for you, sir, okay, and we'll get back to you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Anybody else wish to address the Board of Commissioners this evening?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Carmine Alessio, 81 East Center Street. I'm looking at Mr. Mayor Scarpelli's resolution 142-19. It refers to whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, services, and other vital, important, sustainable, and resilient communities to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people in the township of Nutley. And then it says, whereas, public buildings and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is public interest for the citizens, civil, and children of the township to gain knowledge, whatever. Now, the reason why I'm pointing this out is I've been here numerous times, and I do have a house, and my family has 2 other houses on East Center Street. Would you think that this would apply to the empty lot that has a trailer with no wheels and is frequented all day long as like a utility house for contractors to leave all their stuff, tools and that, all over the lot, and use the lot that's on the tax record as being an empty lot for a facility like that. Does that fall under your department, Mr. Mayor?
No, it does not.
Well, it's my understanding that there's like not one specific department that it falls under. Could you tell me what other department it might be? Because I have a insight that it's code enforcement, but then again, parts of it could be public works. Now, is there a specific pinpoint answer to that?
Yes. It's code enforcement.
Like, I'll address this to you then, Mr. Evans. What's the logic behind having an empty lot next door to a residential house, non-conforming in a B4 business zone, which, every 10 years the zone seems to be changed. Now, if I had to describe the zone, it went from a B4 business, and it's still B4 business, but yet there's mixed use, maybe 100 feet from the B4 business, which I am living in, as you could say, a non-conforming one-family dwelling. Aren't there certain guidelines? I mean, you have to respect a house that's been there since 1919 and not have an empty lot next door to a house like that has trailers off wheels, trucks all over the place. It's used by the Parks Department for people who frequent the park and play softball. It's like loaded with cars all summer long. To me, it's a complete catastrophe. And I think that it shouldn't go on for another 20 years. It's already been like that since 2002. Now, my position is, when I bought Grandpa's house, that as long as I don't bother anybody and I'm paying for commercial land, which is a lot higher than residential land, for like maybe 20 years, and I was allowed to bring because I'm in the industrial zone, to bring my van or, some commercial vehicles on that property. Now, it's one way or the other. I mean, I don't disrupt my neighbors. I have respect. I try to keep my property clean, but it hinders me to keep my property clean when I got a complete disaster right next door to me. I don't think it's fair. Like, I'm on the books as a house in a B4 business zone over there, and you have an empty lot that's used commercially. There's like 15 trucks on it at any given time. There's debris all over the place. There's a trailer with no wheels. It's used, I mean, like, wouldn't it be nice to bring tax revenue into the town and put like a garage there, if that's what the owner would like to have a garage, rather than to have it like that? I mean, I have other words to call it, but I don't think it's an appropriate setting to to let these words out of my mouth. Now, I've came here numerous times as a citizen in a property. What would you like me to do as a citizen to keep my property nice? Because I can't put good money where bad money. It's not feasible or in the cards for anybody to be that dumb.
Mr. Alessio, wrap it
Yes.
up, all right?
Do you have an answer for that?
So, Mr. Alessio, a couple things. You have complained to me before about the property next door to you, and when you did complain, I had sent inspectors there, violation notices were issued, summons were issued, and the owner ended up in the Belleville Municipal Court, and action was taken. It is a valid piece of use that was granted a variance a number of years ago, so it's legally used, right, according to the terms of the variance that was granted. It's not allowed to have large trucks there. They're not allowed to have landscaping debris and waste there. If they're doing that again, I will send the inspector.
How about, excuse me for interrupting, how about like a stationary trailer that sits there like it's being used as a garage?
And I will have the
Okay, now
inspector.
I keep coming to these...
Mr. Leslie, you asked the
I'm
question.
trying to- yeah, but
Let
he's-
the commission,
he's
let the
diddling
commissioner
around
finish
the
answering.
issue.
Let
There's
the-
a diddle-daddle around the issue.
Mr. Alessio.
The issue is the trailer...
Mr. Leslie,
there.
if you're not going to let him finish, then you're going to have to sit down.
Yeah, but he's not hitting on the
You're not giving him an opportunity.
Okay, here's your opportunity.
Thank you. So, Mr. Alessio, as I told you before, there are terms under the variance that was granted that the owner of the property must stick to. If he's violating that, we will notice him again, we will issue a summons, and we'll take him to court again. As it relates to the trailer, or whatever the storage facility that's on that site, I don't know whether or not that's an allowed use, but I will have the inspectors inspect the property in the morning. So to the extent that there's anything there that doesn't belong there, we will make sure that it's removed.
Now,
I cannot tell a private citizen as to what they should develop on their property. That's up to that person.
no, you shouldn't be able, have to
I
do
can't
that.
insist on somebody.
But if you take it a step back,
Mr. Alessio.
initially, when the house was knocked down,
Mr.
there's
Alessio,
supposed to be a site plan for revitalization, not to run trucks over it
I'm
like
sorry.
like it's a hell.
I'm sorry, Mr.
like hell.
Alessio. The matter was...
That's against the law.
Mr. Alessio, are you going to continue to interrupt me? Is that your intent?
I'm trying not to, but you're not answering my
I
question
have answered your
specifically.
question. Let me answer your
Does
question.
that mean that's the variance is legal? I don't think it's, I know it's
I'm
not
going to ask
legal.
this one more time.
Okay, here we go.
Are you going to allow me to answer or not?
Yes, I will. I've been allowing you. I just don't agree with what you're
Well,
telling me because it's not.
Well, actually,
it's
I
not
can't even
legit.
get out my comment right now because you're interrupting me.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay? The simple fact is the property was granted a variance for its use. To the extent that the owner is complying with the terms of the variance that was granted by the Zoning Board of Adjustment a number of years ago, it's a legal use of the property. To the extent that he is violating that use, it will be inspected once again tomorrow morning, and if necessary, summonses will be issued. I made that commitment to you already. You know that. I shook
Yeah,
your
but
hand.
it hasn't been accomplished. Now,
Mr.
just before-
Alessio,
beg
that's it.
I beg to differ with you on that. It has been. If
Can
he did not
can I
state,
wrap this up?
if he did not abide by it, we will enforce it again. To your point is, it was a matter before the Board of Adjustment. If he chooses not to put a house on that or a garage, that is the private owner's right to do that. This board cannot insist on telling somebody what you must develop on your property.
Thank you, Mr. Alessio. Anybody else wish to address the Board of
Can I
Commissioners this evening?
close on
No.
this?
You're done.
It's not fair.
It is fair. I gave you a lot more leeway than 5 minutes.
But does a variance, does that mean that that's a legal variance that was issued from day one? I don't think so.
Well, that would be a matter before the Board of Adjustment.
Everything they do is like not on the level of the gentleman.
Mr. Alessio, please.
But, you know, I understand. You're picking up the pieces where that property's neither residential or commercial. So what is it when it's got like 15 trucks on it, debris all over, a trailer with no wheels on it? What is it called? So
Thank you, Mr. Alessio. Anybody else wish to address the
Mr.
Board of
Alessio,
Commissioners this
I
evening?
assure you it will be inspected first thing in the morning tomorrow.
Anybody else wish to address the Board of Commissioners? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close public comment?
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye. We need a motion to go into executive session.
Before we do that, Mayor?
Yeah, sure.
Two things. One is 30 young people from Nutley were killed at Normandy Beach. Two survived. They subsequently came back to Nutley, and I think one died recently. So 30 of our young men died at Normandy Beach. That's number one. Number two, Mayor, I had the opportunity to learn that your dad was given a great tribute over at the senior citizen housing area here, and I want to congratulate you on that. I mean, that is an honor to have his picture up there. It's good. I know your family's proud of him, but the town's proud of him. It's really nice. I just want to congratulate you.
Thank you, Commissioner. It was nice to go there to unveil the picture that the Board of Trustees. It was a long time coming. He knew about the plaque.
Wow.
Before he passed away. There was just some production, I guess, with it in getting it finally put up. But
Who could we blame for that, Mr. Mayor?
I don't know. Sam Carlos
Tommy
is on the
Sposata,
board.
maybe? Tommy Sposata. Sam?
Had to be a good feeling for you.
It was a little emotional, to tell you the truth, Commissioner.
I'd like to congratulate you too, Joe. That's, your father and your whole family have done a lot for the township, and to have something that's going to be there forever, that's a family legacy, and that's nice. Congratulations.
I appreciate that, Commissioners.
So Commissioner Tucci and I offer our same congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. So we'll go into executive session, and then we'll come back out, and we may take action, Mr. Genetempo?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we have to announce we're going in for contract negotiation and litigation, and then we may come back out and take official action.
Can I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
Whereas Section 8 of the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975 permits the exclusion of the public from meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas the public is of the opinion that such circumstances exist, and whereas the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley in the County of Essex, State of New Jersey desires to proceed to close executive session, and now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley move into closed executive session to discuss contract negotiations and litigation. Be it further resolved that the time when such discussion may be disclosed to the public shall be when and such disclosure may be made without adversely affecting the Township of Nutley, pending and/or anticipated legal, personnel, contractual matters, and other matters within the exceptions provided for by statute. And the time is now 7:50.
Vote. Roll. Madam Clerk?
We're good, Bill, we're good.
We're good? We're good? All right. Everybody, we'll see you at the 100th Memorial Day Parade on Monday.
You good? I'm looking at it, I think it's an hour. I'll call you. Yeah. So you're not sitting up here, okay?